A student asked, I work with indexed color images. I have two areas of solid color and in the middle a pixelated mix of these two colors. I'm looking to create a flat area from this blending area. Then he says, to do this, I try to create selection areas according to the density of the mixtures. He runs into a couple of problems working with indexed files. Let me discuss those with you for a moment. I'm going to create a simple selection and fill it with a gradient. And I'm not going to use the standard gradient tool for this. I'll create a classic gradient. And I'm simply going to call the gradient preset that I use, I usually call it the Christmas gradient. And I'm going to make a really simple but very short. So we have solids and we have transition area. Very short transition of a gradient. So you can see I have big solids with a very short transition. At this point, I'm going to convert this to indexed color. Indexed color is a restricted number of colors in an image. It makes printing a little bit easier because you're using fewer colors. So it's less expensive, and otherwise I really don't know why he's using indexed, but let's talk about that a minute. To turn this into an indexed image, go to the image menu and choose mode and indexed color. It limits the range of colors to 256 total colors. Now that's going to really limit this transition area, and I'm going to choose from my palette a custom palette. And here you can actually see the 256 colors that are going to be created, and that includes the, somehow it's got some transparency, it includes the white around the edge as well in this palette. And I'm going to just save it as a custom palette and hit OK. And when I hit OK, you may see a change. It may be a little difficult. Let me zoom in a little bit. Do you see how it's starting? You see banding? Might be a little hard to see, but there's banding now among the colors of the gradient. With that in mind now, we need to be able to access those colors because it's not going to be in our regular swatch set. To see those colors, you're going to go to the image menu and go down to color table. And here we see the color that got created. I'm going to save that color set, and I'm going to put it just out on my desktop creatively named 1-colors. So it's easy to find, and maybe I'll spell that right. It's an ACT file. Adobe Color Table. Now to access those files, I'll go to my swatches panel and choose in that set to import swatches. And the swatches I will import will be this 1-colors ACT. And now you can see I have all the colors from that panel in here. He then says he creates a selection according to the density of the mixtures. I want to select just this little area, and in order to do that most effectively, I believe using Select Color Range is going to give me my best option. To use that, I use the little dropper, and you can see it makes a selection of a very limited range of those colors. You can see a few previews of it, so you can see what's actually being selected and what's not. If I view it in Quick Mask, that might help. In order to add to that selection, I can use this little, with a plus sign, eyedropper, but I prefer to use my Shift key to add. You can see my selection is loaded. In order for me to fill that with a transition color, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Things that I may want to do is change the nature of it by making smaller selections. the basic idea is now I'm going to fill, I'm going to choose from here one of my colors. I'm going to pick something very middling. I'm going to pretend that's the color I want to fill. And you might want to do this in smaller sections. Here I chose a very big section because I wanted you to see how to make that selection. And to fill with that color, there are keyboard shortcuts, but I'll just show you Edit, Fill, and it'll choose the foreground color by default. I'll hit OK. And that would be the basic way I would do what he's requesting.